Hello. We gonna talk about the second part of the first discovery, which is actually the unified word classifications. This is to show there, and this is very important for you. This is a start. And as we indicate in the previous part one, we talked about the concepts, and there is concept exist everywhere. And from every word we have many concepts. This is actually the old difference. You must know that. So what is a unified word classification? This is the first to really get into this part here. So let me go into this to show you. This has actually been based on a methodology called the software stability models, which has been published quite many years ago. But again, this actually got a lot of attention. A lot of people like it. But again, I have a complete course on it because the existing methodology is not good. This methodology talking about concepts all the time, and conceptual thinking, and conceptual nonsense, in my opinion, by the way. So this is actually the methodology you must use. And it has many different things I'm going to show you, which is very important. We have a complete course about this, how we apply it, how you use it in your development to bring in the unified word in your development. And we use the concept for applicability, for application only. So they're tangible, they change over time. So we'll show in figure 3, 1 and 2 and 3, they are really different. Look for the same thing in different figures. You will see visualizations of software stability word principles. So because software stability here introduced two specific words, two kind of words, they don't appear in our development, in the previous development, existing development, never. So as I told you, the existing development of system and software engineering, and in a system based on concepts. That's it. This is actually we model concepts all the time. That's why the things we're working on, they actually doesn't really continue to exist for a long time. They're just short time only. So this is again, software stability models would concentrate on the most important part, which is the problem space. Very important. And the solution space. This concentrate on both of them. You don't have to really do a problem space, then do a solution space. Actually, one of the others. Just continues the situation from the beginning. And it's based about an art of abstraction, many different algorithms. We used to do this abstraction. This abstraction for everything. So, for example, if you write an algorithm without this abstraction, you don't understand the actual requirement and how you get an ultimate design to put into your algorithms. The same thing for anything. So we're going to go on and show you here what's going on in figures. At least you could see the pictures. So this is the first picture there, shows the methodology 3 layers. The first layers, which is actually, you call it enduring business themes, or continuous entities. This is actually life entities, by the way. And this is again, this is again has all the goals of the systems. These goals has to be very specific based on what you really bring into the system. So then you design for the system this is business objects, which is actually they're considered to be the workhorse for accomplish that system. Both of them, they're not existing development, and it's very hard to deal with because we don't know how to implement it. Very end. They all patterns, by the way, and this would be considered a collection of a system of patterns. You have the system goals, you have the business object, which is accomplish those goals. Then you build an engine of patterns. System of patterns means an engine. Then you could build on top of it through hooks all the IOs you need. Build on top of it as many applications as you need. There is no maintenance. There is no testing. Everything is encapsulated in one specific engine, and this engine, you use it all the time. You could add to the engine if you wish. This is again, those components are usable, by the way. So, and we call it patterns. This is again, we will talk about this methodology and the benefit they bring. They bring close to 25 non-function requirements, which is very due and important for any software development or system development, or any dealing with any problem, by the way. And this is again, the EBTs and BOs considered to be the core knowledge, which does not exist in any system anyhow. So if anybody claims they clearly the right requirement, ask them what requirement. They don't know what the requirement is. Well, again, ask them what's the non-function requirement too, by the way, because again, most of the people doesn't know how to do this 2 layers, by the way. That's why they go with as many methodologies together. This is an array of methodology in glomerous, whatever they call it, many different groups, they talk about this. All this methodology has a lot of problems. Discover one in this one, by the way. Anyhow, this is again, this methodology bring now 2 new unified word to the development and the advancement and all what you can do in anything you want to do. And this, you don't have to reinvent the wheel at all. None. There is no maintenance guaranteed, by the way. So it's going to solve a lot of your problem. I'm interested in this case in the first layers and second layers. As you know, in the sequence, first layers actually connect to the second layers. Second layers connect to the IO, which is actually considered to be the unstable, changeables, tangibles, element, which is all concepts, by the way. So this is, again, you want to look at it that way. I'm interested in this case, since we're talking about word classification, there are 3 word classification. 1, EBT, second, BO. BO connect to the IO. IO is not words. They are concept, but they are in really the classification. Because what we're going to do with this concept, we're not going to throw it away. We're going to use it. We have to use it. Those concepts, you will see the property of each one of those words later on in different lectures, by the way. See, let me see. The second one here, which shows you a different look. The EBTs and BOs, they all patterns. Patterns means it calculates knowledge nobody knows about the world. And this is, again, what we'll discover we're going to talk about in each one of those. The EBTs plus BOs, they are considered to be the core knowledge of the system. They will never appear anywhere in a current development or existing development. That's why you develop things, has a lot of snakes in it, has a lot of worms in it. They have a lot of problem in it. Software, as we develop it, start acting very funny because it's not done correctly. We have software, they act as thieves too, by the way. See the software everywhere. They actually very, very nasty software, by the way. They could really insert anything through the concept into it. You see? So when you buy a car, for example, made car is the same with the software too, by the way. That's why if you really go with this method, you have better industries, manufacturing, development in anywhere. Software exists everywhere. This is very important. This is a very important methodology. So IO here is connected with the industrial object, we call it, the actual application objects. They connect to the BO. They cannot connect to the EBT. EBT hold the threat of control, the threat of control, by the way. This is again very important. There is the second part to show you the classification of the word where it come from. The second image, see EBTs connect with fitting with BO. This is actually many different art of abstraction will be used for this. Then would be connected with IO, which is actually through hooks or extension points. Some of the software, we will call it extension points. Well, I will mention their names. Some of them, they call it hooks, which is another professor, I think is from Canada, call it hooks. I call it hooks. I develop a hooks already. The hook is ready to be, really go with this development. This is something we have to do. We actually writing proposals on this methodology because this methodology would be used everywhere. This is, you talk about solution space, we're talking about problem and solution space. If you have any things you want to really think about it, any decision you want to make, any problem you want to think about it, use this methodology. You would be successful. So for example, if I want to be a wealthy, go to wealth and see what you need, all the BOs, the business object you need, and you work on it to be wealthy. You want to learning the same thing. You have really, this is all knowledge, very important knowledge, is not exist anywhere. For example, if you really look at the EBTs for a proposal, for example, ask anybody when you do a proposal, we make billions of proposals daily. Those proposals have only one goal, and this goal is start the development there, and the goal is start right here. So proposal start in the BO, then I go back and actually try to abstract the goal for BO for a proposal. This proposal is only one. I saw a lot of people on LinkedIn, they describe how you write proposals, blah, blah, blah. This is actually like a manual. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody knows when you write a proposal, what's really the ultimate goal of that proposal. Think about it. Then how you write it, this is actually what we call the, the non-functional requirement for any proposal. Any proposal, small or big, you know, any proposal in any field of knowledge, this would fit into this through that process there, by the way. So people doesn't know many of the discovery I'm going to talk about. This is one of them. This is very important for you to follow. We're going to have more about this word classification to describe to you. This is again, this is a reference. This is again reference for you to really help you. This has been published since 2001 and actually create a lot of things too. This is based on this, you could build as many things you wish. Anything. This is completely how you abstract the right knowledge to your system. How do you do anything? Use this methodology, by the way. So you learn a lot because, again, the word is the cornerstones of any knowledge, anything we build. To ignore this idea of really having a concept is actually limited and actually changeable and tangible. That means it change over time. Those concepts, what I'm telling you about, the EBTs and BOs, they are stable. They will not change over time. They're stable for a long time, as long as you wish. Thank you.